Hi, my name is Alison Emery and I am an essential somatic movement teacher. Today I'd like to show you how to do a somatic movement called arch and flatten. This movement is really helpful if you suffer from lower back pain because it helps to release the muscles on the back of the body as well as releasing them on the front of the body. So I'd like to ask you just to lie down on your back for me and place your feet so that they're about hip width apart. Put your arms down by your side, and if you feel comfortable, to close your eyes. Now this movement is a movement from the pelvis. It's a movement, what we're doing is releasing the muscles at the centre of the body. And our pelvis can move down towards our feet so that our back arches, and it can also move up in the direction of our head so that our back flattens, and these are the movements that we're going to be doing today. So first of all, let's do the arching movement, and all I want you to do is imagine that your pelvis is like a bowl of water and it's full to the brim, and you want to tip that bowl down onto your thighs. So just tip that bowl by rolling your pelvis down in the direction of your feet, and notice how you're pressing some weight on your tailbone. Notice how your back is arching, and then slowly let your back float down in the direction of the mat. Don't force it back, just let it float. So let's do that again. Just roll your pelvis down in the direction of your feet. Notice how as you do that, your back muscles are contracting, and now just push your shoulder blades down into the floor as well, and that will give you an even stronger contraction of the back. And then very slowly let your back float down in the direction of the mat as you release the muscles on your back and shoulders. And just take as many breaths as you need to. Now try doing this movement as you inhale, and also notice what happens to my chin as we do it. So take a breath in and roll your pelvis down towards your feet. And notice how my chin moves and comes towards my chest. Notice how the front of my body is really lengthening as the back of the body is contracting. And just push your shoulder blades down into the floor again. And then slowly, as you exhale, just let your back float down in the direction of the mat. And then completely relax. Now let's do the flatten and release. So for flatten and release, we're actually going to go the other way. We're going to tilt our pelvis and spill that water onto our tummies. So we're going to do this flatten and release on an exhale. So just take a breath in to prepare, and then as you exhale, just sink your back into the mat. Notice how your tailbone lifts up, and draw your rib cage down so that you're getting a contraction in the front of the body. And then as you inhale, just slowly let those abdominal muscles release so that your shoulders and rib cage and pelvis can return to that neutral, comfortable spot. Now let's do that again and watch what happens to my head and shoulders. So take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, sink your back into the mat, let your tailbone lift off the floor, draw your rib cage down. Notice how my shoulders are going up towards the ceiling and my chin tips back. And then as you inhale, just let these abdominal muscles start to release. This movement comes from the centre of the body. Just let them begin to release slowly. Take as many breaths as you need to. And then allow your head, pelvis and shoulders and rib cage to return to neutral. So let's just do the whole cycle, the arch and release and the flatten and release together. So inhale, roll your pelvis down towards your feet as your back arches. Just press your shoulder blades into the floor. It doesn't have to be a great deal, just enough to feel that contraction. And then as you exhale, slowly let your back float down in the direction of the mat. The slower you can do this move, the better. And then once your back is completely released and relaxed, take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, sink your belly, sink your back, draw your rib cage down and let your tailbone lift up. Let your chin tip back and your shoulders point up towards the ceiling. Now really sense that contraction on the front of the body. And then as you inhale, just slowly let your rib cage and pelvis and head return to neutral. And then just take another couple of breaths to let everything go. And then slide your legs down long and completely relax.